and at that point you can go over and service it while it's moving as opposed to waiting till it just stops. But that's a mod I've been using since all the way back. Farm Sim 17, I think. Definitely 19 and 22. I used it then because I found it's a godsend when you're streaming, because it means that the harvester will stop and won't run over the crop and destroy the crop. I always play with crop destruction on. So having the harvester stop and not run over anything does mean that my crop tends to survive a little bit better when I'm paying attention to chat rather than what I'm doing on screen. But anyway, so new monitor arrives Monday, and that should be hopefully a relatively painful switch over. Typically what I'll do is I'll take the screen out of the box, take the old screen away and just use the old screen's cabling to connect. And since I'm now using DisplayPort rather than HDMI, that does mean all of my DisplayPort cables are new, so eminently capable of doing what they need to do. But then I get to play with refresh rates and see how all my games are running. But as I said, yeah, Railroader I've dropped to high resolution rather than ultra. And it may be, the game's in early release, and it may just be that it's not really optimized that well at the moment. But yes, it was a late night. I've been sick this week, so I was actually planning on streaming some Railroader Tuesday night, but I seriously wasn't feeling up to it. So I skipped that, and I was just about okay by Thursday. So I was still tired, I was not really with it, so I did make a fair number of mistakes. I don't think the sorting puzzles I screwed up in any great way. It was mostly just the application of doing what I was doing was there were a few too many errors, which does make for an interesting stream, I guess. I'm doing 33. How's the mower? The mower has 18 seconds remaining again. We also got a couple more. We got a patch, I said, we got a patch from Farm Sim 25. We also got a couple more Giants mods. So we now have the Vicon Fast Bale. We have the FarmCon Fent 300 and a couple of other Giants in-game stuff from 22. Yes, I'm going down this one. Okay, we'll go until I'm full, then I'll move the mower. Not sure I'll make it to the end of this row anyway. That's the thing. 2,000 litres short. I think this is more than 2,000 litres. Oh, it might not be. Wow. Ideas. I think I'm wasting my time here. I just need to I'll take that angle. There we go. So that's only 100,000. Got 4 fields, that's the smallest, so we should have about 900,000 litres of grass at the end of this. Once this is in, we'll get it compacted. I'll use the Zerian. And I'll try use it on course play, if that works, although the slurry tank might be in the way. We can get that compacted and covered today. That'll mean it'll be available from June 3. And I wasn't going to do this, I was going to do this. And then sometime June 3, I will send the open clamp, or sell the open clamp of grass silage. I might sell a couple early. Alrighty. Set that up, set that up. Ding, back, cancel, back, cancel, go. Yeah, off it goes. Okay. We'll go get the rest. I shouldn't have done it this way. This tractor will not do 180 to do consecutive rows. So I'm now left with 2 consecutive rows on this field. Well, that's me, I guess. Now, I guess coming up through Christmas, New Year, I am going to also not only have 2 mornings, the mornings, I still haven't looked that up. I'm not sure whether it's pre-Christmas Day, New Year's Day, or post-Christmas Day, New Year's Day. But we will get around Christmas and New Year's 2 consecutive days. Friday, maybe Thursday will definitely be working days. But then Saturday will be normal stream day. So once again, we'll actually have 2 weeks with 6 farm sim streams. But some of those evenings I might stream Railroader. I think New Year's Eve teenage Osa won't be here. She'll be at a church youth hangout. So, and they do an all-nighter. So I will probably stream Railroader that night. And then the rest of it, I don't know. Christmas Day probably won't stream after everybody gets up. So Christmas Day might be a short stream. I do not need the Courseplay window open. And I do have, yeah, time lapse is running at ×3. Like what it's supposed to be. So it's a dull morning with sun later. That's nice. And I still have to round off the corners in the new fields at some point as well. But I have tidied up the corners in these fields. So I have scrubland outside of the pasture rather than pasture, which will save on fertilization stuff. I will be able to spray these fields immediately, so that's good. And obviously the field with the bales on, I'm gonna have to wait till next month to get them done. We'll lime it and thing. Quick. And quick. Lime and fertilise the big field tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. June. Early June. So June 1 I should be able to move those bales off that field. And then once they're all moved, we'll be good for treating the ground so that we can restore our environmental score on that field. So that's come up quite level. It's the problem is over here. Needs to get leveled out a little. Still lots of bumps in the yard. I think we'll go this way so we don't interfere with the mower. How am I doing for silage additive? We're at 4.3, so I probably should make a quick stop there at some point. Anyway. So that's 350,000 litres collected so far. I said we wouldn't get much, as I think the estimate's 900, but it might be a fair bit less than that. But still, the lesser it is, the quicker this job gets done, and we can move on. Haven't looked at the store yet today. But that's okay. I think things stay on the store for about 36 hours. which is fine. But also we don't have an awful lot of money. I can start selling off that grass silage though. As I said, you know, I don't want to get rid of all of it until we until this new batch is ready for the cows to eat. However, that's all fine. I'm just gonna do things. But I also don't need 1.3 million litres of silage sitting in a clamp that the cows are never going to eat. So I think what I can do is ship some of it early, because I don't like being at £50,000 in the bank, because I don't know what's going to come up, and I might see something and say, you know what, that would be very useful for the farm. Okay, done. What about this bit here? And 49, not enough. And that will make 50. And now I'm going to run. Ooh, oh, the mower's not even close to this bit. Maybe I will only get 600,000. Even 600,000 is way more than we need. Oops. I have been practicing backing up tractor trailer rigs, more truck tractors rather than farm tractors. From the out of the window looking down the side of the trailer view, okay, see if we can get that a little bit too high. Okay. At this point, we're going to run over here. Get out, get in. Refill. I'm not seeing which pallets it's refilling from. That's because it's full now. We do have two partials. Okay, let me set that coasting that way. We've got enough diesel. And we'll get this guy into the last field. And then we are totally done mowing grass. I don't even think there's any mowing contracts to do yet. Okay, clear, course, generate, backspace, 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 that's Not right. Alrighty, go. And once again, do not need the courseplay tab on. So, no courseplay yet for Farm Sim 25. Not sure what the plans are for that. And then, what else have we got? I think, to be perfectly honest, the only thing I'm really now waiting for is a map. And not the Frontier map. And not one of the Three Giants maps. That I can sink my teeth into. And normally what I do, once the maps start coming out, I watch people like Virtual Farmer, Daggerwin, Mr. Sealy P, and check on their map reviews and see which ones look interesting. Then I'll pick one and then we'll play on that one and we'll move over to Farm Sim 25. But for now, we still have stuff to do on this farm. So I'm perfectly fine staying here. And obviously the longer we leave it, the more mods are available. But I think from what I've seen so far, the mods I want to have, the only one that's missing really, I think, okay, two. There's the vehicle inspector, which is this one over on the left here. That's useful, although I don't have to have it on day one. It's useful for when I'm doing multi-tractor farming and I need to keep track of what my workers are doing. But when you start off, you're not really a multi-tractor farm, and so there is a, there's a lot of you have to drive it yourself. Plus you're not rich, so there's a lot of you have to drive it yourself because you don't have the money to pay for a worker to do all the things. And I'll spot a worker occasionally, so I might, oh, I need to get this field harvested and I need to spray 2 fields. Well, in that case, I'll spray 2 fields, I'll set a worker off with the harvester and I'll pop over there every so often to unload it. But it's really not, I'm going to be constantly using workers all the time like we are here, but I can afford it. And then the other one is this bit here, which gives me a breakdown of the equipment, or the tractor and the equipment attached. And I don't, that mod's not currently available. It would be nice also to have the second-hand vehicle mod, which gives me access to more used vehicles. It's probably not the second-hand, it's the used vehicles mod, which gives me access to set more used vehicles in the store, set them to how long they list for, and that's really all I use it for. So I bump it up. I think we've got 25 used vehicles or used pieces of equipment in the store rather than the default 3 to 5. And when you're starting up a new farm, that is a godsend, because obviously the more used equipment's available at the beginning, the quicker you can get your farm off the ground. Now, we're not going to have things like service repair and reduced wear and tear. So buying used equipment is kind of a mixed blessing, if you like. You get lots of cheap equipment, but you get lots of equipment that wears out really quickly and is going to be quite expensive to keep running. I guess we'll see. Now, what did I want to do here? Oh, let's actually take a look what's at the store.